It's your boy Crypto Blood, and I've got a new BitYard feature that I want you guys to know about. It's called Copy Trade, now available on BitYard. A new feature currently only available on the desktop. If you're not really comfortable trading your own account, you can go copy some of those individuals that are allowing others to follow their trade. So check that section out after you sign up as well. Link in the description below. Bityard.com, new spot trading and copy trading features. The world's leading cryptocurrency contract exchange.
This my two Satoshis. Who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis? Yeah, this my two.
I want all your supply.
Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is Monday, and I gotta give a shout out to Wire Sparks for this song request. Griselda Cruiserweight Coat. Buffalo stand up. What's going on, people? Hope everyone's doing well, and welcome to another episode. Today we're going to be looking at NFTs and land. Yes, we always think about NFTs and art. Well, maybe you should be looking at the next play. You got to be 4 or 5 steps ahead of everyone else to really eke out the most opportunity in this crypto game and in any investment game, to be honest with you. So we're going to take a look at art versus NFT land today, and I'm going to give you my 2 Satoshis on why I feel like art is definitely here to stay, but the land, if you can get into that aspect of things, the metaverses and the whole blockchain gaming thing, you may have some real gains to be seen here. Just me thinking, just my 2 Satoshis, not financial advice, of course. We're going to take a look at this op-ed out of CoinDesk. It talks about that very thing. Here comes the virtual real estate boom. All right. And out of Coin Speaker, remember India was trying to ban cryptos years ago. I guess they're revisiting this whole plan. They want to try to ban cryptos through selected IP addresses. All right. So we'll take a look at this one, because I want to review this article because it really validates to me the extremes that governments can and will go. I think you're going to see that here in the United States as well. I don't think it's anytime soon, but maybe $500,000 Bitcoin, $1 million Bitcoin, you're going to see an attack on cryptos, on Bitcoin at some point. It's all about managing perception, and if the perception of Bitcoin is that it's greater than holding US dollars, then we got a problem on our hands. The government is all about managing expectations and managing perceptions. So we'll take a look at that here in a second. Yahoo Finance also one that we want to look at. Federal Reserve digital dollar pushes worries on Wall Street. This article details that. And I personally think it's an advantage for governments to push out their own digital dollars because they can control the supply of that currency instantaneously. Right now, in the current system that we're in, current monetary system we're in, the Fed can't control interest rates or the flow of money directly. They have indirect tools and strategies that they employ to ultimately change the supply of M1, M2, or increasing or decreasing the interest rates. With a digital dollar, they will be able to do that with a click of a button. Literally, they'll be able to print more money with a click of a button, reduce money, destroy money with a click of the button. All types of stuff they'll be able to do. Tracking, of course, look at different trends and stuff. A lot more data to be extracted on a fully digital platform. So we'll see what happens, though. Just want to give you my 2 Satoshis on that as well. All 3 articles coming up on today's episode of My 2 Satoshis. Before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. And if we take a look at the charts for today, look at that. Still in a crazy uptrend. It ain't stopped yet, ladies and gents. If we draw these trends out here, I'm just going to do this quickly. Boom, right here. And then if I do another one that extends from this pivot point on up, boom, like that. And if we do one more, an inner one from here to here, you will see that we've slightly broken that trend line. So the higher or steeper that trend line looks, the more or less likely, I should say, that trend line will hold. So I could see us falling back down to this middle trend line here around 52,000 possibly. And if we break that, then we go all the way back down to 45,000. At that point, with this current market and the sentiment that we're seeing, I can't see it going any lower than 45,000, to be honest with you guys. I just don't see that in this environment. Very bullish fundamental. I am So we'll have to see what happens in the short term. And I know you've been seeing the posts on my community thread on YouTube and on Twitter. Yes, the Crypto Blood Roll the Dice NFT series has launched. It's been out for about 4 or 5 days now, doing very well on the marketplace. Go check these out because I put a lot of thought into these. And I got more to come as well. Different cryptos that maybe you rolled the dice on that could be represented in an NFT by Crypto Blood. So check me out. I'll have a link in the description below, or the link is on my Twitter profile. These things are selling like crazy. The biggest seller so far has been the Dogecoin one, of course. It is the cheapest because it has the most supply. Dogecoin NFT I have running is 1,280 NFTs. That's it. And with my Ethereum one, it's 116 or 15, I should say. And the Bitcoin one is only 21. All right. So those are going to be pretty pricey, but limited on supply. And then even more limited will be the In Motion Roll the Dice Bitcoin NFTs. There are only 3 of them though. So check them out. Doing pretty well. Got some collabos coming up as well. I'm very excited about this because it just allows me to be creative in a different way. All right, so check it out. Link in the description below. Let's take a look at this India ban. So they're looking to basically, through selected IP addresses, block the usage of cryptocurrencies. So it says amid talks of another crypto ban, a new report by an India business magazine suggests that the government may block IP addresses belonging to crypto exchanges to implement the ban. However, the same source indicates the action could only fuel illegal activities as more people use dubious methods to access digital assets. Although the bill has not yet been tabled, the Indian government has not been very receptive to the cryptocurrency industry in the past. The Indian government has been a huge proponent for government-backed digital currencies. Of course, it looks like it's going to be banning cryptocurrency trading and other related activities, and that would be a huge blow not only to the Indian population but to the whole crypto ecosystem. In the past few years, major institutional investors who are focused on the blockchain and crypto industry have eyed the Indian market, which is a big one, second biggest population in the world. So we'll have to see what happens, but they say here blocking the IP addresses of belonging to cryptocurrency exchanges might not be successful. There are several loopholes that Indian crypto investors may use to access crypto services. Of course, we know about VPNs. Over the weekend, I talked about DPNs. That's taking it another step further. We're going to start seeing the increased popularity of decentralized virtual networks. That is on the way as well. Crypto investors in India can navigate through the proposed ban by sending money abroad. So we'll see what happens. This will, of course, stop a lot of activity if this actually goes through. It won't stop it altogether, but, you know, in the eyes of most people, they follow what the government says. And if they're delegitimizing cryptocurrencies, it's going to cut out, I would say, over 85% of the activity on cryptos or in cryptos over in India. This type of thing can happen here in the United States as well, though I don't think it'll be through an IP block or anything like that. It'll be more indirect. So they'll do stuff like higher taxes on cryptos. That's one way to really tackle and make it and a disadvantage to really mess with cryptos. Or they can do stuff like what they're trying to do with FINRA and the FATFA situation, what they're recommending with digital wallets and what they call self-hosted digital wallets. That means ones like Atomic and Exodus and so on and so forth. Those types of wallets having to whitelist addresses, or I should say you would have to whitelist your Exodus address with an off-ramp like Coinbase or Kraken or any of these other ones that in Binance.us, right? Any of these exchanges that allow you to go from crypto to fiat and fiat to crypto. That way they know exactly how much you're spending, how much you're sending, and all of that. So that again would really slow down the growth and adoption of cryptos. So they can attack it, guys. They will. I think, in my opinion, it's coming maybe in the next 5 years. It's really all about price. It's not really time. It's whenever the price of Bitcoin and cryptos really get out of control to the upside. They got to manage the perception, and that's what they're good at. Just being honest with you. So we'll see what happens with this India ban. Let me know your thoughts. Will the IP address blockage really work in India? what will work or what won't work here in the United States. Let me know in the comments below. But I also want to hit on this one really quickly. Federal Reserve's digital dollar push really worrying Wall Street. And it says here that they've braced for what could be the biggest disruption in decades, and it may get an early glimpse at it with the Federal Reserve's work on a new digital currency. And before even reading any further, I haven't read this article yet. I'm reading it fresh while recording this. My assumption is they're talking about if the United States came out with their own digital currency, it would pretty much eliminate the need for banks. Like, the Bank of Americas, the Wells Fargos, so on and so forth. It really eliminates a lot of their need. Those types of banks will go back to being investment banks, institutional banks only. But for like retail services and banking, it would really eliminate. We're already seeing the banks close branches all over the country, right? I know you're seeing that, but it's going to really accelerate that to the point where I don't think they'll have even that type of book of business anymore. But it says here that Wall Street is not thrilled. Banks, credit card companies, and digital payment processors are nervously watching the push to create an electronic alternative to paper bills Americans carry in their wallets, or what some call a digital dollar and others call Fed coin. So as soon as July, officials at the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston and MIT, which have been developing prototypes for a digital platform, plan to unveil their research. And this leads to real concern for Wall Street. The digital currency could fundamentally change the way Americans use money, leading some financial firms to lobby the Fed and Congress to slow its creation, or at least ensure they're not cut out. Wow, seeing the threat to their profits, the bank's main trade group has told Congress a digital dollar isn't needed, while payment companies like Visa and MasterCard are trying to work with central banks to make sure the new currency can be used with their networks. Yeah, man. So really, you got the Fed painted in yet another corner. They're already painted into a corner with these interest rates, right? They can't, damn if they increase, damn if they don't. If they reduce interest rates, try to go back to zero, that's pretty much the lowest area, lower bound of interest rates. You can go negative a little bit, but that's not helping banks either. Negative interest rates don't help banks. So they're kind of backed into a corner with interest rates and monetary policy. Now they're going to be backed into a corner with business strategy. As far as rolling out this digital currency, I don't see a good outcome on either way, either side, because if they go ahead with the CBDC, what's going to happen? Banks are going to have to close down more of their services that they offer to the masses, and that's going to be more layoffs. That means more UBI. I mean, the cycle, you see how we're deteriorating here in America. I just don't see a way out, guys. You guys let me know in the comments below. What do you think will be the outcome of a digital dollar rolled out by the feds? Will it really help or hurt Wall Street? And then lastly, this one was very intriguing. Yes, here comes the virtual real estate boom. So first of all, different platforms that sold blocks or parcels of land on the blockchain is not a new phenomenon. It's been around, I think, want to say since 2016. Decentraland, I think, has been around that long. This is nothing new. However, with all this new money coming in for NFTs, the NFT art side, guess where some of that money is going to go from the people who are selling these NFTs for massive amounts of money? They're going to diversify into something. Yeah, some will go into cryptos, some will go into altcoins, some will go into Bitcoin, but I think an even larger portion will go into what's called this digital land that's being sold in these metaverses. So let's take a look at what's going on. The article talks about how virtual socialization is inevitable. Virtual worlds are not new, of course. Both Second Life and EVE Online. I used to play Second Life for sure. And actually, I think I had a conversation with someone about that. I'm surprised Second Life really isn't ahead of everyone else when it comes to adopting cryptos, because a little known fact, only OGs know this. Second Life was actually an on-ramp for purchasing Bitcoin back in the day. So, when I got into Bitcoin and cryptos in 2013, you can buy like a CVS, send money in a BitInstant, and then they'll fund your Mt. Gox account. You could do local Bitcoins, peer-to-peer, straight hand-to-hand, peer-to-peer transactions. You can do that. Another way, which was through Second Life, because the lending bucks was a way you could basically take your lending bucks you earned in Second Life and purchase Bitcoin. There was a lending bucks to Bitcoin market out there, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how many of you know that, but yes, that was the case. So it says here that, you know, these platforms like Second Life have been around for a while, but both games rose to popularity when the real world was still very much rooted in real life interactions, and have since declined in popularity while the new crypto-based upstarts have been growing. Those games were just a bit too early, I agree. But since then, guys, human interaction and socialization has become overwhelmingly virtual. Most people have moved their social and business relations to the phone and laptop. If ever there was a tipping point when people would choose en masse to socialize on computers rather than in person, it is now during a global pandemic. So true. So we have like a perfect storm here when it comes to the COVID and seeing people still want to interact with other individuals but are a little scared to do so because of this pandemic. And so in this new era, there are new rules. All right, so the key to speculating, they say, on land in the virtual world is to learn the new rules. The old rules, the ones that favor the already rich, no longer hold true. So visibility and foot traffic matter much less. What matters in the virtual world is bringing humanity and life to something flat and pixelated, drawing players somewhere and then encouraging them to return and interact. So that kind of gives you a glimpse, and I'll leave a link to this full op-ed so you can read the whole thing. But I think it's pretty good, and it does paint a narrative that I think is true. You're going to start seeing virtual land really go for crazy. You think Beeple was something crazy. Wait till the mania hits these NFT land parcels. It's going to be very interesting. So might as well get ahead of that. You got companies like I said, Decentraland is one. That's like an OG one there. But you have other ones like Wax Tycoon, which is more of a game where you play and try to earn money, but there's still an element of real estate in that one, not maybe as much as Decentraland. You got other games like Our Planet, that's on Wax as well. Sandbox, I think, is on Ethereum. They're just launching. So check out this sandbox.game website for more details on that. Just take a look at a few of them to get familiar with them and try them out. Spread your risk around and buy land in various platforms. Even if you're not a gamer, I think Decentraland will be maybe better for you. But this is the new wave, guys. You want to get ahead of it. If you think you missed the art NFT wave, maybe jump on the land NFT wave that has yet to really spark a fire. So hey, that's it for today though, ladies and gents. Let me know what your thoughts are, and shout out to my man Wire Sparks for that song request today, Griselda Cruiserweight Coke. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. It's sunny outside. Go have some fun. I'm out of here. Holla.